YHWH is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul, my soul, and he leadeth me into the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Yahweh, your dove and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell and
In the mouth of Yahweh and YHWH, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Precious Abba Yahweh, within the high Shemaiah, Kadosh to your mighty name, your Makuk to come, your will be done. In earth, Abba Yahweh, and in the high Shemaiah, give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Makuk, the power and the honor of Yahweh, forever of Yahweh. So be it of Yahweh. May it be fulfilled the precious and mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach. And you will like feed the house of Yahweh. So let them today of Yahweh. And we get clarity of understanding of your wisdom of Yahweh. To walk in that straight and narrow way of Yahweh. Ban the very spirit to try to come against you. Amen. This day of Yahweh. And you will like feed us this day of Yahweh. And the precious and mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah. 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 Oh, yes. Hallelujah. 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 We got another Shabbat on Yahweh. He has provoked us, YisraYah'ale. That we may come into his bed to offer Shabbat unto his holy name. Hallelujah. Let us lift our voices, YisraYah'ale, clap our hands, and let us thank for Yahweh our God. God has given us breath. Let us our voices here. Come on, YisraYah'ale. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
give you my best. I live for you alone. Every breath that I take, every moment I'm awake. Have your way in me.
Oh, that sounds much better. We greet you all in the blessed name of the only assurance. That is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. There is no other name whereby there is any kind of assurance but in his blessed name. So we greet our friends, we greet our enemies as well. As we began a series of teaching what the Torah identifies as the serpent. We're going to break down every small detail.
Yes.
So there will be no doubt of understanding, of bino, that you understand and that you can perceive that what is said, it is legitimate.
Yes.
It is no private interpretation that I have by my own surmising conducted some form of research that I could produce. What is being taught today, it comes by the wisdom that is revealed unto the simple on the testimony Yahushua HaMashiach.
Hallelujah.
I said to the Achim yesterday, because my mind is always thinking. It is one thing that a wise man does. He consistently, they always teach that others will be wiser than them. The only reason we're not wiser than them is because we don't listen. Wow.
Yes.
Easily offended.
Yes.
We're childlike in our ways.
Truth.
That's why we're so immature. I see it
Yes.
every day, everywhere I go.
Yes.
I look for no one when I go out. The other day, the little child, when we were out, and she grabbed Papi by the arm and she walked with me. Very acute in her observation. And after some stops, she says to me, Papi, you see how these people, look how these women look at you. Then when I looked, there was one looking at me like she was crazy. Now this child, I know what she was saying. It's not some form of lust. Don't be silly. All right? She said, look at that one. Look how they just look. It's because they don't know.
Yes.
And so after she said that, there was this Caucasian woman that comes out of the store. She stopped, almost tears in her eyes. And she said, I have no biological connection to these children. None. None. And she began to talk. You all are so beautiful, this, the way they're dressed. You understand?
Yes.
They dress clean, and they look clean. They were dressed that way.
Yes.
We are people that we have forgotten. We've never had any true love.
Yes.
So that's why we don't give a damn about each other.
Truth.
I'm not going to stop my
Hallelujah.
grammatics, my
Yes.
speech, any of you
Hallelujah.
cowards.
Yes.
That's what you are. Little
Yes.
coward boy or coward girl.
Truth.
I will not.
Hallelujah.
I want us to get wisdom and understanding of the serpent.
Yes.
And I want to deal with him not from the Tanim, just one aspect of Nechash, the serpent's bite. The serpent's bite. As it was in the days of Noach, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. He was birthed under the law of man. He came through the womb just like any other man.
Yes.
He was spoken of by Almighty Yah just like you.
Yes.
We got silly understanding and determination and wisdom when we perceive of what the book says.
Yes.
Before Jeremiah was ever formed in his mother's womb, did y'all know him?
Yes.
Do you think that's just for him?
No.
Shaul taught us that we will be wiser than him. Yeskel talked to us, YHWH, that we will be much more equipped than he was. It's not your fault because of the things that are transpiring in my life. It's my fault.
Yes.
Because if thou canst believe it, I don't believe. We are evil, we are wicked,
Yes, sir.
and we think we are the prima donna of what Yah has called and elected. That's why we're silly.
Yes.
We're immature. It is right.
Hallelujah. Yes.
We're the strong man. I want to read this before I begin. This is vital. I want you to hear it. No BSL talks of this time and a time. He talks about a people, he said, and they shall bear the punishment of their, T-H-E-R-R, something that they have been a part of, complicit to. They have operated in that form of Ovin, and they shall bear their iniquity. Ovin, the corruption, this unbridled violation of Yah's Torah. That's the way we are.
Yes.
There's no bridleness. There is no law to restrain us, to act, to do, to say. It is unbridled. Your emotions are unbridled. No one can contain them because you can't do it. But the only thing that reveals unto us, me, is truth. And you're so far from truth, you don't walk truth, so you operate in the essentials of your falsehood, lies, and deception. Because you better than ice cream.
Yes.
You are the cream of the crop.
Yes.
You have not sinned like others. This is a damnable, twisted generation. I don't like it. I don't even like to talk to it. I really don't. You shall bear the punishment of your iniquity. Then he said the punishment of the prophets shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. So you go to the liar, the false one. You're the prophet. You prophesy tough things to you. You lie to you. And the one that goes to the prophet will be of the same retribution as the prophet. Only a wise man will understand this. Only a wise man. He said that the Bayat of YisraYah'ale, the house of Israel, may no more go astray from me. Our minds run rapidly in every direction but the way of truth. We lie. We cover lies. We act out lies. We do lies. We perform lies because we're liars. That the bear of YisraYah'ale go no more astray from me, neither, yes, says your transgressions, but they that may be my people, and I may be their great above. In essence, I'm not going to let you go no more the way you go. Liar, I'm going to call you out your sins, your corruption. You say, you're going to know that I am Yah. And they get offended. One calls one a liar because you're a liar. I don't get offended when one exposes the level of one's conduct. It doesn't bother me. It makes me examine me. It makes me try me. You will know that I am your Abba. Yah says, I am I declare with speech. Ana is to declare with speech, to say it, to emphasize it with speech. He says, the word of Yah came unto me in this form, this fashion. This is what Yah said to the prophet. He said, I'm warning you. I'm warning you of this serpent's bite, this generation. We'll all tell you, don't worry. To understand the depths of the integrity, though these three men, only three, And for those days, 3 men, Noach, YisraYah'ale, and Iyov, if they were in this time, were in it. They should deliver, they should yoshach, they should deliver but their own nefesh. By what? By what? Their prayers, by their sadiqa, their own righteousness, saith Yah. Where is the righteous? Where is the righteous? Not where are the righteous. They would deliver only, no one. Let me read another verse. They would deliver only themselves. They would deliver only themselves. And he talks about the serpent. If I cause the noisome, this beast, to pass through the land, I cause chaos, devastation for them to spoil it, so that it is without life, it is desolate. There is no form of promise or tikva. There's nothing you're going to look to make you press on. Nothing. That's a fact. That no man, no messenger of Yah can pass through because of this nachash, this serpent. Though these 3 men were in it, Yah says, as I am life, I am chayid, I am strength, I am the substance of breath that would be in these 3, and that's in you. Yah says, I declare that they should, a confirmation, they shall neither deliver sons nor daughters, they only shall be delivered, and the land shall come desolation and destruction. Though the serpent devour and bites, and the bite of the serpent is one of the most powerful bites on the face of the earth. We all have been dumbed down, we're ignorant, and the reason why, because you examine me, but you don't give a damn about it. You can tell me every time I'm wrong.
Yes.
What I speak too loud. You don't even know the way of Yah. That's why you can condemn me, because the word is condemning you and telling you you're going to hell, fool. You can play all you want to. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play or placate. I mean business. And everything I do is because of love. I don't waste Yah's money. I don't even spend money really on me. That's a fact. I want to proceed. How about that? You can never understand the origins of things unless you go back to the Reshith, the beginning, the concept initiated, the wisdom pronounced, produced. But you must understand, we are ignorant. And we speak out of emotionalism, not out of wisdom of Torah. I want to break down Nachash, the serpent, beginning in Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. I want to break down what is implicit, implies to the word Nahash. One of the most profound agret of Nahash, it is the power of whispering. If I have him, he's looking, I'm whispering in his ear, then the first thing he will think, you will think, I will think, are they talking about me? It produces this mind of divination. It's a power to produce a spell, and I become spellbound. I'm wondering what they are saying. What is the implication of their whispering? And we're dealing with something that is so vile and violent. It's a bite that you don't come from under that.
Yes.
I will prove all things according to the definition of Torah explicit. Bereshit chapter 3 verse 1. It tells us now at that moment the serpent Nahash, he was more arun, he was more crafty, he was slick, he was cunning, he had the power of bewitching than any other, any beast. Now we, through our juvenile experience and the concepts that have been taught unto us, we literally think that the word beast, it is some form of behemoth, some animal, some life, something that is gigantuous. But it is heart, it is life, it is the substance of life. La chayil, it is life, it produced life. It was not a snake. It was not a monster. It was not a beast. And what Yah is saying, everything that I gave breath, there is something that is more subtle. You tell me that big Watson, the bull, is more subtle, wise, shrewd, and prudent than man that corrals him up, make sure that he is warm. Or when he wants to butcher him, he can. This is the delusion of our ignorance. Yes. This is how we've been taught. I, you, and us all. You understand? Yes. And so it implies that there was something that was so subtle. Given a command. And the first thing a man's mind would do, he will begin to ponder. He begins to wonder. Why I can have that? Why I can't have that? I don't see no reason why. So that life that even he placed in man, he said that this creature, this thing, was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now that is another noun that destroys our understanding of what Yah is saying. I want to show you what the word feel or saw, like S-A-W, shodi. I want to show you what Yah spoke. Shodi, it has its origin of its roots meaning, implies one thing. It means that which is spread out. It means land, countries. That's what it says. It means domain of a town. That's what it means when it says field. It doesn't mean the pasture where the cow grazes and the sheep graze. That's not what Yah's implying. But he was more subtle than those and everything within the sphere of his erats. There is nothing more shrewd, more subtle, more corrupt, more violent than this.
True. Yes.
Mind, when it began to speak lies, we buy it.
Yes.
Nothing. There was no snake that crawled up and said before Yah, I will show us. That's why I read that in Yeskel.
Yes.
You have gold way from me. That's what had transpired, and that's what the prophets were speaking. We have gone away from righteousness.
Yes.
If you find 10, I will spare the house. Where are they?
Yes.
We all are righteous. Which Yah had made, and he said to the woman, he asked us all one question. Who talks to you more than anyone? Your children? Your husband, your wife? It is you, my friend.
Yes.
You talk to you in lies, corruption,
Yes.
self-righteousness.
Yeah.
The word beast is high, is life. It is the form of life that breathes. It is the form of life that has ruach. So the cow breathes just like I do.
Yes.
The serpent has nostrils. You can't show me one beast upon the face of the earth that doesn't possess the capacity to bring oxygen into one's breathing capacity and to expel. Not one. You made everything.
Yes.
And he said to the woman, yes, emphatically, as Yah said, you shall not eat of the esrat, of the tree of life. There is only one true tree, and that's YHWH.
Hallelujah.
You shall not eat of the tree in the garden or the garden. This is how she corresponds. You don't talk issues out, you talk them out in your mind.
Yes.
You don't tell someone when you're offended by them, or you don't like the way they say, you talk it out in your damnable, serpentine mind.
Yes.
That's why I say to people, I can tell when you're upset with me. I don't care.
Yes.
I can tell in your immaturity, you have not grasped, you have not understood, because the first thing happens is this, you get all emotional. This is the first result.
Yes.
I want y'all to correct me.
Hallelujah.
When I do something wrong, I don't care in any application. I don't care if I'm spreading board, I'm cutting board. Always look for the best way.
Hallelujah.
Always. I went back out there yesterday, the job they were doing, and I went and tightened everything up. It was raining. I was out there in the rain. I saw where every tool was and everything. Nothing gets past me,
Hallelujah.
because it's vitally important that we carry out with great love what Yah instructs us to do. You care about the smallest of things, you care about everything. And we as a nation, we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn about Yah. And we sure as hell do not care about each other. I'm not looking for your smiles.
Hallelujah.
I'm looking for us to be sober and serious and cut the bull shiesting out.
Yes.
I don't give a damn who you are. You,
Hallelujah.
any of us.
Hallelujah.
I'm not saying anything that has a tinge of humor. None.
Hallelujah.
You must be sober.
Yes.
So the woman responds to the serpent, to the Nachash. When you imagine things, and that's what Nachash deals with, it deals with image or imagination. It's not me imagining for you. Imagine from the content of here. So her mind begins to speak. I'll show you something. You ever heard anything you say in your mind talking to you? It is a quiet voice. You don't realize it's your mind, and you answer from your mind, do you not? This is how ignorant we have become. And so why do I want to express, convey to you everything God gives me? Because I want you to be wiser than me. Only a fool doesn't want you to be wiser than him. And that's why.
Yes.
And so the woman says to the serpent, this image, this concept, why did she have that image in her mind? She has seen the lush beauty of Yah. She has seen all that he had done. And there was something there in the midst. It was different. Looked different. The fragrance was not putrid. It's sweet. And there was one that the fragrance was so precious and so sweet. And things are hidden from our eyes because we are the ones that love to defy. That's our nature. I don't care what he says. I don't care what she says.
Yes.
You never said that in life. If you say you haven't, you're lying.
Yes, yeah.
You're flat out wicked liar.
Yes.
Nobody's going to tell me.
Yes.
And that makes you a man. Yet you work for someone, everything they tell you. You can take time off for your children. You are a jackass of a human kind.
Yes. Yeah.
And yet when a righteous one tells you something that will enhance you,
Yes.
you get all in your feelings and juvenile.
Yeah.
I care for everything around this place, even the piece of paper. I'm leaving that just to see who noticed that. I care for everything, even that little stick that someone left over there the dining hall on the steps. I just looked at it. I said, now, I'll just look.
Yeah.
And that's the way Yah is. He inspects.
Yes.
His words is going to inspect us today. So she says to the servant, we can eat of the fruit of the trees of this garden. There is nothing. The fruit of knowledge is here. The fruit of strength. The fruit of wisdom. The fruit of kindness. Ruach HaChodesh. So we can eat, we can enjoy every aspect of Yah. Here, we don't need to have to go outside of what he commanded us. You see, he gave them a command. He gave Ado.
Yeah.
We don't have to go outside of what Yah commanded us to be happy, be delightful, be strong, to be honest, to be honorable. But once we allow that damnable image of you, you see, when Eob's wife said to him, in your condition, just die.
Yes.
I want you to curse Yah, say he's a liar. He's not worth serving, that's what we say.
Yes.
And that's how we respond.
True. Yes, it is.
In that degree of corruption.
Yes.
Now you will not understand the serpent's bite until we go back to the origin of the first bite.
Yes. Yeah.
Verse 3, but the fruit of the tree in which that is in the Torah, it was just not on the perimeter. Where is the Torah? What is in the midst of us? What is the centrality of man? It's your damnable, evil, crazy, stupid logics and thinking.
True.
The tree was in the midst. It is central. It is in the midst. It's in the middle. Your heart is in the middle. Your liba, your mind is in the middle. This is where life comes from. It's not this. It's not your foot. It is the command of life that express move foot.
Yes.
There was that in the midst of that. What's in the midst of us? Our own will, our corruption, our sinful tenacity, and how tenacious of a lion corrupt I am. It comes from here.
Yes.
From right here. A phony and fake.
Yes.
That's why those three men, they were alive today. They will not even talk to sons and daughters. They will not even mention Yah to them. It will be their life and the expression of how they live.
Yeah.
You must understand that Eob's children, Yah killed them all. They made him no well, but he blessed him.
Yes.
They were not a blessing. You damnable fools that celebrate birthdays, keep doing it. You think it's all right. You think it's something special. You're a damn liar.
Yeah.
You open your house to folly and foolishness, I won't do it. I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care if I have no friends. There are people die every day without friends. There are people die on the street and they rot. There are people that die, no one there. I was reading this detail of those that are dying in the AIDS-infested nations. Now watch this. They ask the woman, who's visited you? She says, no one. And the hustle and bustle goes all day long around. And it wasn't for someone that would bring a little aid, no friends, no families. So I don't care about dying alone. YHWH died alone. I said again, he died alone. And they all turned. And they walked no more. And the 12 that Yah had elected before the foundations of the earth, they went about their business. So I don't care. I don't.
Yes.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yah has said you shall not eat of it, neither shall you. Use the word touch, doesn't it? Yes, naga. Does it mean naga? I want to show you what the word naga. So we've read that, so you don't even touch that. You don't even, this is what naga is. You don't even extend your mind, your step to attain that, to reach for it. There are things that you don't need to know. There are things your children don't need to know. There are things you don't have to know. There are things that are not pertinent for you to know. It's not even relevant. We want to know everyone's business, but the lies that we hoard.
Yes.
You want to know about me, but I don't know about you. This is how corrupt we is. Listen to what it says here. You should not even touch it, lest you die. Lest there is an agony of death. Lest you die prematurely.
Yes.
You have to understand what mavid and muth implies. Unless you die. What does muth or dying prematurely? It means this. This is the catalyst of the word muth, M-O-O-T-H. It is when one dies, when one rejects. When one rejects and depart from sound wisdom of instructions, Yah had informed them. His wisdom is beyond wisdom. And so your mind began to speak. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. She's a quote good sister. Quote, he's a good brother. Yeah, because you are evil, you will defend evil. Correct me, judge me, correct me. So when a man, even a child, can speak judgment of correction to us in the simplicity of their little form, we ought to bless God. He makes himself known by judging. He is judgment. And so what our minds began to do, they had all the knowledge that one could acquire. It was innate. It was in birth and born in them. Well, I know Yah said we can do that. We can't even touch it. That's when one trying to ascertain or secure. It's not just. How many of us young that when something was hot, we tried to touch it, or you've experienced that? You got burned, didn't you? Yes. All right, no different. Yah says don't go for that. Don't reach for, the world tells you to reach for the heavens, doesn't it? Yes. Don't reach for the heavens. Don't reach for it. You reach for honesty and truth. You reach the depth of your nefesh. Yeah. You reach for truth, my friends. That's what you reach for. And that's just a fact. And the serpent says in verse 4, and the hush, one of its most profound ingredients is this. The power, listen, to charm, to persuade. There is no one persuasion like you. And that's what Nachash is. And we think that we know more than this one, that one. And we're persuaded. We're wiser, we're smarter. And so our own ignorance charm us. And so I don't see anything wrong with that. There was no snake talking to Chava. Yeah. And so she began to charm her mind. It's like one knowing that I'm contemplating and exercising in something that is wrong, and they well, I don't see nothing wrong what I'm doing. It's almost like a wife questioning her husband questioning wife, well, tell me what I did wrong. You know you're wrong. Yes. You know you're wrong. Yes. You're trying to see if one can guesstimate, come up with an answer. Yes. Well, I know Yah says don't even touch that. That was not the wisdom. And so when one rejects the wisdom of Yah's counsel, that is what we call, that is the power of Nachash. Yes. Rejects ruch and judgment. That is one thing we reject as a people. I have never been offended at judgment. I've just been honest with you. Yeah. Because I knew by receiving instruction from one, it made me stronger. And as a young man, I don't boast. I have no education. But I was always ahead of the class spiritually when it came to matters. I was always ahead. Because I had the ability to listen, to hear, condescend, and to apply that to my life. I've always. And if I wanted to be successful in the world of greed, I could have challenged the best of them. Even if I had slicked them like slick Trump. He slicked the whole world. He can't even perform a functional. His superlatives always badly. They just. I listened to the man's grammar, the etiquette of his speech, and it is horrendous. I have enough persuasive ability just in my language. I could persuade. I do it all the time. We're going to get to the dance. Yeah. We went down on Tuesday to purchase a piece of machinery. It's $2,113. They had none in stock. The man says to me, no, we don't do that. I said, call the manager. I'm telling you, we don't do that. We don't let you pay for it and come back. No, we don't do that, period. I went through the same story yesterday. The lady comes out to meet me, returning. I said, ma'am, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm good, Father. Thank you so kindly. Just how I talk to everyone. I say, ma'am, may I ask you, please? I say, this piece of equipment, I would love to have one. Do you have any? She checked. We got 10 coming, but I'm sorry, we don't have any now. I said, well, ma'am, can I pay for it now? She said, I see no reason why you can't. You can pay for it. See, the man told me no. See, I didn't tell her that. He told me no. So the other manager came and she said, oh, sure he can. Yes. See, it's just how we interact. And he will always make sure that his nation, his people, that's why we need people to teach us.
Yes.
I don't try to teach him how to do things that he knows he can do. I teach him things that span the parameter of life and the span of life. So she says, her mind tells her like our mind. No horses, no bull is talking to us. Listen.
Yeah.
And the serpent says to the woman, you shall not surely die. You shall not die. Because you have prematurely neglected the counsel of Yah, the order of Almighty Yah, you shall not die. You have neglected the wise conduct. Yah gave them wise conduct, did he? And we're a nation that neglect the wise conduct, the way we must conduct ourselves, the way we must carry ourselves, the way we must act among each other. And that is one of the most profound activities of this word's Mutha. You don't neglect the counsel of Yah.
Yeah.
So he said, Yah knows that you shall not surely die. We neglect the counsel. I read that in the beginning from yesterday. We have neglect the counsel of Yah, the judgment of Yah, the reproof of Yah. That's what we have done. And this is what reverberated. Well, this is so beautiful. I'll try. No one will know. But Yah sees everything.
Yeah.
You shall not surely die. Then verse 5, for Yah does not know. For Yah does know. In the day, I want to point out each word here. Yah does know that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes, the day you defy Yah is what he's saying. He uses the words ayun. Your eyes, your mental, your spiritual faculties will be of the utmost pristine purity. No one you need, no one to tell you. What tells you that more than anything? I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't need nobody to show me. Have you ever tried to show someone something? They say, I got it, I can do it. Now that's a fool.
Yes.
That's a jackass of an heathen. You told them precisely, exactly, orally what to do,
Yes.
And your mind tells you the day that you defy him, your eye in, my mental, my spiritual, the clarity of life will be open. You are a fool. You are stupid. You're not even stupid. You're not even stupid, my friend.
Yes.
That's not even stupidity. Now this, the day that you said, nah, I'm not going to do that or go that way, then you will begin to grow in clarity. Then you can maneuver your way around that you can debate with every kind of theology, every kind of religion, everything. It's not that way. Life is not even long enough to you to become a master really in anything. Mr. Preston taught me something. I was in the brick mason class there at CP. He said, I've been led for over 25 years. He was what you call a master brick mason. He was a teacher. He had taught in the colleges and the trade school to teach people how to become brick masons. This was the thing of all things he taught me, stood up more than anything. He said, every day I learned something new. You would think that after all these years I've learned it, but he's a master mason. He's a master brick mason. He was an instructor. He taught us. And so you think after 10, 15, 30 years you have ascertained what? This is the folly of a nation of people that have removed themselves far from Yah, and that Nachash begins to bite them.
Yes.
We'll get to it.
Hallelujah.
This is what he said. He knows that your mental, your spiritual faculties, and above all things, the word ayin, there shall be a spring and a fountain flow from you. Did we not just hear recently concerning the machon, the springs, the fountains, the yam, the flow of waters? That's what the ayin is. And that's what Nachash tells you. The day you defy Yah, you can feel better. You can do things the way you want to, even though you're wrong. So when you defy Yah, there is no guilt. There is not a conscience instance of thought of my guilt because you don't see yourself in that light. You lie, no, you're lying. That's evil.
Yes.
You can lie to one and then you don't even give a damn. You can't even say, I've lied.
Yes.
I was wrong. I've never been one that was of that kind of hubris, arrogant nature. I don't know, did I say it that way? Usually my words are simple. I know what I said. Well, that's not what you said. Okay then, okay. I'm a ponderer of what I say. I keep it simple. A, B, let's do this. If I show you how to do something, it is even more simple than what I would do. Listen, the day you defy Yah, that's not what the prophet said. You have shut your mental, your eyes. Am I loud enough? Your eyes, your mental, your spiritual capacity, the mind of YHWH HaMashiach. And so you're your own fountain. The water flows from you. It flows from your evil fountain, your corrupt fountain. You don't think it's corrupt. It flows from the fountain of lies and acknowledging Yah. You think that's life? You don't even produce life. You don't even present life. You don't look life. You don't look alive. That's a fact. Because of your damnable, twisted, evil ways. You're not going to hear this morning. No other place but here. You hear all kinds of patronizing, following, but this is truth. This is what makes you free. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
He said, Yah knows that your eyes shall be open. Did you all touch that up some back there? Yeah, but this I can't hear myself the way I need to, all right? Just change it back like you had it. He tells him that your mental, your spring shall flow. They shall be bocha. They shall be open. What does that mean? That means that there shall be a river of water coming. That's not what it means. You know what it means? The whole thing is that tree. Don't touch it, isn't it? You'll become more observant. Observation takes over. You will look, you will watch. And the more you look and watch, you began to imagine things, don't you? The more you began to observe, that's why it's important. I'm teaching us this way, so when I'm gone, you can teach each other the same way.
Yeah.
Your king will labor in the Torah, the word of Yah. Not in our damnable folly and foolishness, because one day I love you, baby, but Papi is going to lead this man. That's fun. That is what Baruch is. That she began to look even more intently, because a fountain of her own wisdom, of all of that. See, your children today, you develop and you dig the wells in their lives when you, we may do it in ignorance, not me, we all have. Listen, there is not one parent, father or mother, that has not, or they have not done things ignorantly, in stupidity. They didn't know. No one had taught them. So they dug wells in their children's lives that they're still drinking from those wells. It was not any intention to create chaos or anything in their life. Everything they did it from the sense of sincerity and realness, and they wanted their children to have circumstances and situations in life better than them. There's not a parent, even a dog does that, they want it to be better for them. They did it in ignorance, just like we are doing things in ignorance this day and every day.
Yes.
We constantly do it. He went at our ignorance when we didn't know.
Yes.
Now he tells you to repent, you devil.
Yes.
Stop your wicked ways.
Yes.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
That's what he says after the comma, and you shall be as. Now I want to state it just like he said. You're going to be as, not you're going to be as. This is the constitution of what a God thinks. He says, as a God, or Elohim. What is a Elohim? What is a God? You know, I talk to people, they want to defend, you know, their language, but what the word God or Elohim truly means, it means one that judicates, one that rules, one that sets down the law. Who sets down the law? Does the book for us, or do I do that? I do it. That's what it means. One that is a ruler. Nobody gonna tell me I rule my own life. You ain't gonna tell me. To be, as one would say, divine-like. It also implies that which is angelic. You've never heard one say about the little baby girls or the son, he's like an angel. He's so sweet. In essence, you will be the one that orchestrates your own rule. Nobody rules you. We don't even allow y'all to do that. We set up our own damnable rules.
Yes.
We judge in the way that we know is evil. We set up all our rules, we do it all. There's nothing that we don't do. And that's the power of a God. Period. Period. And there is no God like this thing. It's evil.
True.
It calls evil tough and tough evil.
Yes. Hallelujah.
You say you will know that you're God because you will design and orchestrate the difference between Tav and Rah, good and evil. You're good all the time. Yeah, I know, because you're God all the time. That's where the word God comes from in our language that we understand, good. It's from the Germanic, the German language, G-U-D, gut. And that's where the word good comes from. That's why there are words that I don't, once I understand words, I disappropriate them in my language. That's just me. I don't use them. I will use other expressions. I would say that is so excellent, that is beyond, it's beyond comprehension, it's just beautiful, I like that. I don't use words when I come to the sense of their meanings. Now understand what they imply. And I understand the origin of these words. And I'm a student that search out words continuously. I have to search out these words to understand how applicable they are in the demonstration of what the serpent's bite is. And you can only go back to the beginning. You can't start in the middle. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You know, and you will constitute. Who constitute your goodness or your evil? I say it that it's appropriate that you can understand. Who is the one that say I'm a good person? The most damaged one and the most damnable ones that will say, well, I know I'm a good person. Now you think you're good.
Yes.
You think you are a God of supremacy and power. There's only one that is supreme. His name is Yah.
Yeah.
He gives us scripture and dictate and a Torah of life that will produce His essence in us. I don't treat nobody wrong. You just treat yourself wrong, liar. You're corrupt, evil liar. That's why you talk like that. You think sucking on popsicles is going to save us? We're wrong. You think this is going to be some kind of little fancy dancy thing you're going to fly through? You are evil. The Most High gave the excellence of His integrity, and we don't give a damn thing. You know something is wrong, nation. It's not going to work. To proceed with this, I want to drop down to Bereshit. This is what Yah says. Now Nachash has spoken, but this is what Yah says in verse 22. And Abba Yah said, behold, man has become like. It's not of the same, in essence, like is a presentation of. That's what the word like in our English vernacular. It is a presentation of. It's not the genuine. It's not the authentic thing. One can rebuild a 1947 Lincoln, but it's not authentic. They have fabricated the parts and all, but it's not authentic. It's not the real deal. It's not the real deal. They have fabricated the bolts and nuts and all, but it's not the real deal. You understand? So we have fabricated this lie. I'm a God of power. Nobody's going to tell me nothing. And that's the way we is. That way. And it's because we're arrogant, we're hubris. And that's how we are. Yah said they become like us to know, to yada, to experience. Yah is the one that creates what is tough. Yes. He is the one that made evil. He is the one that made life and death. Yes. He commands us to choose life. Yes. You can make life. You can create Tom or Ra. We're just evil without Him. He said they will know Tav and Ra, and now, He put forth His hand. That's what we have so much duplicity and hypocrisy. And take also the tree of life and eat, and he will live forever. So what is He saying? Yahushua is the tree of life. He will never have wisdom of this tree of life within that cauldron of wickedness. The wisdom that I open up in the smallest of things, and the thing that is most minuscule, the smallest of elements. He will not understand the beauty of a bird's tweak. He will not understand the value of the earthworm. And all you understand, and he will live, and he will have a life that is robust, without sickness and disease. Where is that? Yah said, put him out. I will not speak to him. He put him out. He did not speak to them. You cannot eat from the delicacies of God. You cannot eat from the wisdom, the understanding, the judgment of God. We can't eat from that today. We don't eat from it. We eat all kind of bull shiesting. We get sick when we hear truth. We don't want to hear it. They get upset. We will defend the most depraved, the wickedness, and I'm talking about you. You're trying to belittle me? Hell, what are you? But a worm of a devil of a dog. All of us are equal. You're that stupid to think you have some supremacy over drunken man and his stupor of all of his feces. You are damn fool. I'm not going to stop talking like this. You think in your false illumination of your sin, your beauty is more beautiful. You are a stupid fool. So stupid we've become. You have nothing to offer. The only thing we offer is sin every day. And he offers up the dung, cleansing of wisdom. But you try to do right, you can't even do it. You've done your best, you're still a damn fool. Put it in your shoes, huh? Let that mind work for us. The serpent has bitten us. Been bitten by the serpent. And that's the fact. Let me proceed. I want to inject this one verse in this Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 5. There's one verse here I want to read, verse 20. This is how the God thinks. This is the God-like and the God conscience. Isaiah 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that they call, they boast. That is what the words is. They're boastful. They're full of pride. Nobody telling me, I know I is a good person. I try to do good by everyone. I don't try to do, quote, good by no one. I just do righteously by every man. I would tell him when he's a fool, and I would use that kind of expression. I would tell her that you're silly and you're stupid. Fact of the matter. I'm not here to appease me or to make you my friend. If my love for you doesn't make you my friend, you will never be my friend. So who cares? I don't care. And that's a fact. I'm so glad, son, I'm not removed because of the emotions of people. They get upset. They get mad at me and they think what I'm saying. I'm wrong. The book is not wrong. You show me where I'm wrong today in this. This is what the prophet said. Woe unto them that's they boast and they act proudly. What that's my. I know he walking with Yah. You're not even walking with Yah, but you act proudly with him. You honor that one. You will show that they call, they act proudly. They call evil good. Well, he's a good boy, and they do that proudly. Well, I know he's not walking in the way, but he's a good boy. She's a good girl. That's evil. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy. I don't give a damn who it is. This is what we have done. That's the power of a God. And one says in the God power, well, nothing wrong with him. I know, but you know, he's all right. Let's go clubbing. Let's celebrate the birthday. Let's drink a little wine for her. That's evil. I'm warning you all. You don't have to listen, but that's an evil, damnable thing. And we can see the root of it. And everything that the Torah speaks about it. It was nothing that come from that but evil, 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 evil. That's it. You celebrate YHWH. And you can do that every day. You want ice cream? Celebrate it. That's what you do. You celebrate no damn birthday. You were born on one day. And that's it. It's not a birthday. There's no rebirth in you. Every day is a rebirth for me. Every day. My mind is renewed every day. Every day. Not some day that my mother's womb came out of. There's only one birthday. There's not a day of birth. Getting a little older. You ought to get a little wiser. Stop your damnable foolish mess. You're not going to get by with that. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You think you can carry on sin like that? That's the God-like. Because I'm special. This I do.
Hallelujah.
No one had to tell me those things. No one. Because I saw the world doing it, and I knew it was evil.
Yeah.
He says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil. And then he used the word P-U-T, put, soon, soon, S-O-O-M, that put. They made something. They set it to be special. They appoint it. And so just like your mother appointed Christmas and Thanksgiving, all of those damnable lies. You would think the young ones would have celebrated Eob's birthday, but they went, said, we're going to party tonight. And everything that is associated with that, you're a liar. Even the atmosphere of you that do it, it's about partying and folly and foolishness.
Yeah.
You can reject all you want to, but it's still the truth. Look what he says. And then not only that, but we put darkness for light and light for darkness. And then that you put bitter or nah. You're so discontent. You're not happy with no damn what. They put bitter for sweet. Mafuk. You put bitter for sweet. And you combine the bitter and the sweet. Because you want to look sweet. You're evil. You're not sweet. She's sweet. She's not sweet. Tell her she's a damn liar, or he's a fine boy. He's not fine. This is the God. This is the God-like. This is the serpent's bite. I will prove it all.
Hallelujah.
I will prove everything according to Torah.
Hallelujah.
And that you say, well, he's not appropriate. He's not a nice, kind person. Yet that which is evil, sadistic. You point to most superb accolades. I don't do nothing outside of the will of God. Ever since the day that he touched me, over 40-some years ago, I have never. When I heard what was right, I did it. When I come to any sense of that, I will stand it out. I said, I will never do that again. And that's just a fact. I've never had to wrestle with anything. I hadn't had to wrestle. I went the other day to see my natural brother. I'm looking at this man. I went. He said, come on in the house. I said, no, I'll stay out here. Let me go to his house. I walked down the street. I could tell the young lady she was. And I spoke to her and we talked. She was working for a construction company holding this sign. And she told me everything. Well, I live in Holly. I love the country. I said, what are you doing up here? She said, well, I was working at a fast food restaurant. And you have to work all the time. There's so much responsibility. She said, this job I work 10 days on and off X amount of days. I didn't say to her, go back, get some education. She said, I love the country. I love living out there. I said, well, you just keep doing what you're doing. She'll never forget me. She will never. So I had to wait almost an hour outside. I will not go in the man's house. And I looked at this fool. I said, who is this fool? It was just a strange encounter, like a demon out of the darkness of hell. And he told me, the Lord bless us. I don't need your Lord's blessings. I don't need your damn God's blessing either. Well, this is what I say. Look, I said, we can debate that, you and me. He walked off like a coward. I said, that's what you are. You're nothing but a coward. Dog of a human. You think I will go in that house? He's living like a dog. He's shacking like a dog. You think I will go in that? But I have a bit. You think I will go in there? You can. I will not. I will not go in it. I will not step my foot through a dog's door. You can, but not me. I said, I wait out here. And I waited. And I waited. And when he says to me, I say, how much I owe you? He looks at my bag. He said, well, give me 20. I said, I'll give you 49. That's all I had. You take everything. Because I want you to know, devil, I'm not a dog like you. I'm not a dog like you. I'm not inhuman. I'm not a damn dog like you. You will never have to worry about me again. That's a fact. You get emotional. I don't play the emotional game, all right? I want you to understand this wisdom and understanding of the serpent's bite. How did this come about? And I will show you by the mouth of one of the most profound prophets, Shirach. Tell us the power of this serpent's bite and how we bit it. Is that all right?
Yes. Yeah.
We'll go further. Let's go. Let's turn to Bimidbar. Numbers chapter 21. I want to begin at verse 5. It was a people that began to murmur. Murmuring is a spirit of divination. It calls, that's why people, they collect themselves together in the conclaves and they murmur and speak against. Only a coward would do that. They don't have the audacity, they don't have the ruach of his love to come and say, brother, you're wrong. And I would tell brothers, you have to come up. You have to think better than this. You have to examine things.
True.
And so they began to murmur. All that Yah has done for me, I won't murmur. I may get upset with you, son, but it's over with the next moment, you understand? Can I say this? We were looking, one of the cows were down over there. I didn't know about it because if I'd have known about it, we would have butchered the cow. So I said to my friend the other day, I said, friend, what do you think I am? A monster? A human? You had nothing to do with that cow being down. That cow tried to jump the creek, broke its leg, tried to get up and couldn't get up. But once you knew it was down, you come to one that knows how to do things. I would have said butcher it. Butcher the cow. But as far as the cow falling, you take the truck out irresponsible for the engine. Now if you don't check the oil and it's bone dry, yeah, I'm going to be angry. Because if you were in the secular world, you would be angry with yourself. Now I wouldn't be angry with that. It's stupidity. It's ignorance. I say to the Archie, when I was in the military, there's one thing we did every day. We put maintenance on the vehicle before you got in it. You check oil, you check the air. You had to do all of that. You didn't even fire the truck up. We did it every single day. And then when we would come back in for maneuvers, we had to top it off. Everything was ready to go in the morning. You got up that morning, you pull maintenance every day. We pull maintenance on ourselves, don't we? I do, all day long, every day. And that's what they taught me. I haven't forgotten that. I really in all my life had no bad car. Because it's one thing I've always do. Change the oil, maintenance, tire pressure. I go somewhere, check the tire pressure and all that. Last time he did it, I fussed at him because he left the cap off. I examined everything. So what did I do? Well, I got red caps. I went and bought all new caps. You understand? I look at everything. I walked around Kassan. And I said to him, oh, Simon the sorcerer, you never left one off. All the years. Every time I check the air and all of that. See, it is the small things that we think that are not valuable, that we think we don't have to be attended to. And that progresses into larger things. Look what the book says in Bimidbar 21:5. You will never do this. You don't operate this way. And the people spoke against. Yeah, that's it. read that way?
Yes.
You have never spoken against Yah, but they spoke. We're all liars if we say we haven't. It doesn't become part of a lifestyle that you practice. It shouldn't be. That's evil. And they spoke against Yah. There is a comma to let me know that there is something compound there. There are two subjects there. They spoke against Yah and they spoke against Moshe. Why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim to die in the wilderness? They said, for there is no luncheon. There's no bread, there's nothing to sustain us, there's no life. Neither is there any maya. There's no water, there is no fountain, there is no yam, no river, no flowing of the many waters that ought to know that he delivered them. The water of excitement and joy should have been flowing through them. And drink from that fountain, knowing that I'm alive this morning. And I know it's one thing why I will never, and I cannot complain. Whether we're broke, whether we have a dime or not, I know. And it's just a matter of knowing. And there are those that are worse off than you. There are those that are worse than you, walking and crippled, and me hurting. And I bless Yah that I can maintain that those that are worse than you, my friend. Younger than you, have the same experience, can't get out. And that's a fact. We can be crazy all we want to and complain. I'm glad to be alive one more day. Because as the old ones would say, I'm getting right today. I never complain about anything. I don't complain about food or nothing. You tell me you eat everything. Well, I got so much in my little box that to eat from. I got potatoes that you're fried this week. I'm going to eat that. I had beans the other day with rice. Just cook the beans down whereby it's almost a soup. I ate every bit of the beans, and yesterday I scraped them all and ate the rest of them. That's the way I do things. I've never complained about food. I got to have this, I don't want that. I don't like that. I eat whatever it is. And I'm very content. Having food and raiment be that content. You brought us out of sin. You tell me you brought us out of Mitzrayim, out of all of the big darkness of our corruption, our familyhood and all that, to kill us, to destroy us in the wilderness. No knowledge of him, no understanding of his love in the Bimidbar. For there is no bread. There is only one bread we must eat. That is the lecture of the body of YHWH. I was looking last week when Yahshua said concerning the Pesach, and this will be our theme for every feast day this year. Do this in remembrance of me.
Hallelujah.
That is so powerful. Every message will be on you, Achim, remembrance or remembering that. Do this in remembrance. Not the acts are going to deliver us. We do it as you remember things. We do it in remembrance. It reminds us. It keeps us focused. For there is no bread, neither is there any water. This is what they said. We hate the chelochel. We hate light bread. Well, it was a joy for me back in the days when we had light bread, because sandwich was nothing. To slice that surplus cheese, and put it on some bread, and the butter came in pound blocks. When you cut a piece of butter, you had to you laid that whole it would be about like that. That's no exaggeration. It was about that wide. You laid that whole piece over that cheese, and the cheese you cut it was that, like Kobe cheese. That's nothing. You cut the cheese about that thick. You turned the oven on broil because you set that cheese and bread in there, and butter was everywhere. Butter was everywhere. And that cheese just didn't melt like this stuff today. It took its time. It was real cheese. And you would keep watching and looking at that cheese, and you will see it just kind of, and that butter was rich. That was real butter back then. It was not this. They didn't give you margarine, although it was surplus. They gave you butter. They gave you real cheese. It was nice on a biscuit, but it was real nice on a piece of light bread. But that's not the bread. This is what they're saying. This is what this word implies. Kelochem. That you brought us out, and you come here to feed us with some promise. Kelochem means this is contempt. You brought us under this kind of contempt. What you have brought it, what you do for this worthless. That's what they were saying. And you feed us this light bread. It was not some light bread. See, that's what people would think in me, because we're not the people that will endeavor ourselves to understand, to uncover, and understand the light of that light bread. They didn't make no light bread back then. They made loaves of bread, and they sliced them. So, you brought us. We're going to be mocked by every nation. We're going to be spoken against. And this is the strength you feed us. You give us this kind of bread. Your word, your promise. What else do we have but His word? What else do we have but His word, nation? We don't have no monuments we can go to, because they become old and they decay. We have nothing but His word. Nothing else. And that's how they confronted Yah. You put us out here and feed us this contempt. Say, just trust you? Like hell am I going to trust? That's how they said it. They're not going to trust you. That's why they began to murmur against Yah and against Moshe, his servant. That's why we do that. That's why we speak against a messenger of Yah that you know that every time he talks, he deals with your sin. Every time he speaks, he's dealing with you. And that's a fact. Yah says, and Yah said, he said Saraf, he said fiery serpents, Nahash, among the people, and they noshach. They bit the people, and many of the people of Yah, of YisraYah'ale died. Now, Yoshach, the word noshach. I was speaking the other day, I said the word noshach. It means, not only does it imply that when you borrow money from someone, there is a usury fee, but it also implies that when you go outside of the debtor, there's a price to pay. And when he gives you something, there is a supreme price to pay. And that's what Yah was saying to them. I brought you out, you damnable devils. I fed you. I fed you. Your shoes didn't rot on your foot. They were as beautiful 10 years ago as they were the first day. I gave you much. You were refreshed. And you call that light bread? Hello, you call that contemptible? That's what we do. He's given us Yeshua, and we say, I don't want that light bread. No, baby, it's what you've done for me today. What has He done for us today, nation? And He woke me up this morning, and He started me on His way. Yeah, Yeshua is blessing me right now. Yeah. Just to be alive today. Just to be alive. Just to have breath in my body. I can't go. There's no light there for me. This is the lecture of life. You haven't broken one promise to me. I've broken every promise. Because I don't know how to believe. That's why He's given us that measure. That's why it is so important that we live among each other, to understand the beauty of faith, and understand the strength of it, that we will help each other grow.
Yes.
This is no community without you, just one. It's nothing. I don't want to be alone on this road.
Yeah.
Not me by myself. I want others that are like-minded like me and that are struggling and getting older every day. And my road is coming to an end. I may not live as long as you, but that's all right. As the old folks would say, you know, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not packing up my toolbox to die, okay? I'm going to live. You understand? Hallelujah. It is said that the serpent, this Nachash, they had enchanted themselves. You know what they were doing in the camp? They were whispering, you know, you're sick. I'm sick of it, man. I got to wear the same old stuff every day. I'm sick of this. We had that last week. That's what they were saying. And then, you know, you just said, I was saying that to my husband. We were talking, I said, well, my husband and I, we were talking. We were doing the same thing. And I get bold with you, baby. Shh. And that's how we do. We whisper. That's how we do it. And that's what they were doing. That is what the power of Nachash is. It's the whispering to charm. Well, go ahead, get a fear. Hold on. And they lie and they lie. It is the charm of sorcery. It is the divination that draw you from the confidence of Yah. I don't want that light bread. I've been eating that. We've been eating the same thing. I'm sick of this. I am sick of it. When I was in Kenya, East Africa, they eat for breakfast sukuma wiki and ugali. For lunch, they eat sukuma wiki and ugali. For dinner, they eat sukuma wiki and ugali. What is that? It's some collard green. That's what it was, collard greens. Boil. Maybe if you have a little meat, you put some in there. And ugali is some cornmeal. It's cornbread. And it's not baked whereby the bread, it's made like a dough. And you pull off the ugali and you make a spoon and you get soup and all, and you get collards. And they would tell you, you need the strength of this. You need some sukuma wiki ugali. And they're right. Because all the elements in that collard green, I don't know who says we have to have cereals in the morning for breakfast. No. Most countries don't do that. In Britain, they have beans every morning for breakfast. And ham. When I've been to London, I've been in Germany, they eat like that. They don't eat nothing like that. And they say to Yah, you give us this light bread. All of his promises, they had lived. All them 400 years, he had given them favor. They had the best of the land. That's what we are. No burdens. You don't have to fry your brain out. And you tell me I've given you light bread. So Yah says, Yah sent, he's the one that commanded the saraf, the fiery serpents of burning poison. He made them burn. It is our sins that burns deep down in us that kills us. Sin is finished. It brings forth death. He sent forth the fiery serpents among the people, and they they bit the people, and many of the people died. Many of the people died. You know where they died? You know the serpent. Look, hold that and be midbar. Look quickly to the book of James. Yaakov, James. Did they speak against Yah?
Yeah.
Did they speak against Moshe?
Yeah.
I want to show you the poison that killed them above all things. James chapter 3 verse 8. But the tongue, the law shown, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil. It's full of deadly ills of poison. Did they speak against Yah?
Yeah.
Did they speak against Moshe?
Yeah.
It was the fire of that Nachash, that serpent spirit in it. That's what Nachash is. And their tongues began to talk. They began to talk about things they had no business. You don't correct Yah, fool. Why did he bring us out here? Make you free, fool. Why can't do that? His prophet you nothing, fool. And there is nothing more poisonous than that damn thing that's in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's full of, he did not say, he said, it's stormy, it's full. Every time it speaks, there's a deadly poison there. It poisons with lies and corruption. And it loves to poison about the spirit of Nahash, divination. It loves to whisper. Who's looking? I don't want nobody to hear what I'm saying. You're evil. You're evil. You've never heard no one break it down like this, all right? You're evil. You're full of it. I'm not looking for no scorpion to come up and bite me, because I can jig faster than the serpent. Even in my condition now, I will stomp his head. Proceeding. Back to Numbers 21:7. It says, therefore the people came to Moshe and said, we have sinned. Now you never say that to you. There's chata. I have chata. You don't say that to you. We don't say that. You will say that I'm wrong and I'm sinned, but you don't say that. You don't say it. The people said, we have, not I, but we have. All, whole, for all have sinned and come short. So what makes me supreme over you, my friend? Well, I get upset. Y'all get mad. I get angry too. This is how stupid the world is. But don't sin. You don't do a brother evil because you got mad with him. A fool will pretend he doesn't get mad, and yet he will sin. Y'all get upset. My friend and I went to find, said, no, I want to find out how those cows got out, because I knew where they were. I'm too old to be running cows. The deputy sheriff said, you all need some horses down there. I said, we got big wheelers down here. We have no one here to drive them. He said, you all need some horses down there, preacher. I looked over there, was that little short state patrolman. I said, I've seen you around here. I said, you've given out a lot of tickets here. He said, I've given out my fair share. And I talked about the last time an officer put me on, give me a ticket. I said, it cost $17.50. They both looked at me and said, preacher. I said, that what it costs me. And some people that's never had tickets. It cost me, he said, that will not even pay the cost of court today. I said, no, that's right. Why do you think I'm going to obey what the law says? Very cordial. So I said, they said, preacher, that's what he kept saying, the officer, the deputy sheriff. That was the deputy sheriff and the state patrolman. He said, preacher, they were right here between this White House and the brick house. I know animals. I know cows and things, unless there's a desperation. As long as there's opposition, they find the weakest thing, and they take a bodacious one to do that, and then they're followed. So I said, Big Daddy, no, take your time. We're going to ride down to it. And there it was where they got it. The gate was open over there. The gate where you all hunt. Don't tell me I did it because I didn't do it. I can't accuse you of that. I can't accuse Shango, but one of you all did that. That gate was open. The gate, no, the gate comes to the inside. It doesn't push out. The gate was open to the inside. You understand? There's a flimsy piece of wire on there. I don't do nothing flimsy. I don't close a gate with that kind of wire. I said, close the gate. No, let's take this gate and put over the people. Now, they won't get through there. Even, they can't get through. I said, because the officer said the cows were right in between the houses. When I got there, when our Marcos called me, I said, yeah, you know it. I'm trying to run. Man, the first thing I did, got some corn. I'm not feeling running no cows in this hour. You understand? I'm not feeling, and I just bless y'all that no one hit one, not the cow being dead. Because that's 800,000 pounds of meat will kill somebody. You hit that, it flies up. I was just glad. And they will follow the same path where they know how to get back in. And they come down the side and jump the fence. No resistance to them getting out. Those cows will not have gotten out, period. Because they had searched, and that was the place where the gate was weak. It was wide open. So we got to get the gate of this stupidity of ours. We got to shut it. We got to shut that stupid gate of emotions, because that is nachash. It bites you. It bites you. It will make you sin. It will make you reason in your crazy, stupid mind against me. It will make you think some crazy, insane stuff against one another. It will make you judge me with a harshness that is not righteous. It's wrong, nation. It's wrong. It's not right. We're not going to continue to get by with that. They said to Moshe, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yah, and we have spoken against you. We have spoken against Yah, we have spoken against the messenger of Yah. It's either that I'm a simple man of Yah. I don't speak against you. I will tell you your sins. And if I discuss your sins with him, his sins, with him, his sins, with him, I will do it. We are spoken not only against Yah, you're spoken against the messenger of Yah, because you said, damn Yah, because he put a fool in front of us. I'm not a fool. Do I do foolish things? All the time, every day. I do stupid stuff every day. Immature. Do I practice that? No, sir. No, sir. I tell you something. I want to finish this part 1. This is going to be about a 4 or 5 part series. I'm going to teach this. Yahweh. I went out yesterday and I saw these beautiful cabbages and all of that grown. I'm an observer of everything. So I go over, they were ads, they had them at Tractor Supply down in Florence. I didn't realize Florence is that big. Houses. And so I was looking at those plants and I said, something is wrong. And I realized, I know that our plants, they need to go out. They're pot bound, they're bound, but they'll be all right until we get the gardens squared away. They had those trees with 50. I said, aha, I see now. So I come home yesterday and I work some. First thing I do is find me the 50 cup. I found some that are nice. I got some. I was so stupid last night. I'm sitting there, I'm saying, I got some of those, yeah. And when I come to check the greenhouse, when I went to check the greenhouse this morning, I look, I said, there they are. And I laid them out. Well, what did you do from there? Well, I went outside and see how many I can get on one of those tables. I can get 20 on each table. That's 60, isn't it? I said, I can get this amount. I said, if I take this front of this greenhouse, rebuild that. That's not the first time I said that. I can get 60 or 70 trays in here. So I said, I would give him that to do for me. I got projects I'm going to work on. I would do it right. So next year I can grow the fall things or the spring things and the summer things. I don't have enough. But I will only use, I said, I will never buy a 72 cell tray, only that 50. It costs $100 for 50, but it's well worth it. So even if I'm not working, but I'm always constantly thinking. I took the tray out there this morning. I laid it on that table. I can actually get 22 on there, but I like 20. See, that's how I think all the time. This place is always at the funnel of my agenda. I don't rob the monies. I don't waste monies. I don't do that, nation. I know how to manage money with the best of them. And I manage money. I do that. That's why the young men have to get that kind of tool in their mindset. Because if you don't, you won't give a word saved. You know what I'm damn about no one. You become greedy and lustful and you'll kill each other. You can't have that kind of damnable wickedness.
Yeah.
I've never been like that. Monies you all have given, they have not gone to support anything. You've been around me too long, you know that. That's a fact. Hallelujah. Look what it says here. They confess their sins. We have spoken against Yah, and against. Pray to Yah. See, they couldn't get a prayer through. Pray to Yah that he take away the serpent from us. Take away this mind, this thought, these serpents, this fiery, this poisonous thing. Take it away. And Moshe prayed for the people. He did. I skipped verse 8. I will go to verse 9. Because in my calculation this morning of how many verses I use, how many verses, if I had included verse 8 in there, then the numerics of it would have been totally different. I have 30 verses today. I don't know if I've finished them. It means one thing, the dam, the blood, the cleansing, the washing. And I can see why. I just realized this morning, I'm looking, I say, where's verse 8? It's not there. I didn't paste that. But I'll read verse 9. And Moshe made a serpent of brass. You must understand the identity of brass. It deals with the most violence of filth and corruption. It is called Nikuloseth. It means corruption and filthiness. And that's why did he build a god? Why did he build that god of brass? To show them how stinking and dirty, how violent they were, how sinful, how evil. And this what you have lifted up. You have lifted up Nahasha, your own stupidity. You've eaten like bread of your lies, your corruption, and your sin. So he built a serpent of brass. I'm going to teach something. And the young boys opened my understanding in a profound way. Him and his son. And they said, Papi, Samson. I said, Samson. Oh, Samson was a strong man. I said, indeed he was. And he said, well, Papi, you're stronger than Samson. I said, no, I'm not stronger than Samson, but we're stronger than Samson. He said, Papi, Samson, he said, put me between the pillars. And when he said that, I said, oh yeah, I missed that all my life. You know what I did? I went to the scripture. And I said, what is the foundation of these pillars? He brought death and everything down. And I couldn't let him. I preach a message on that. I got to start putting it together. What does the pillars imply? The two pillars, what do they imply? He didn't know what he was saying. I'll tell you what, Samson, I can't push the pillars, but I'm going to push the pillar of truth, all right? Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Just by them saying, and they all telling me, Papa, you, his son, but Papa, you strong like Samson. No, I'm not strong like him, but yet I'm strong. We are strong as Samson. When he understood that he was out of the will of God, he returned back to the principles, the pillars of truth.
Yeah.
Those boys gave me a powerful teaching. See, I listen to people. And I tell us all the time, children know more than you think they know. And even what they say is of great essence. Yeah. We're too damn smart because we're stupid. Yes. We don't hear nobody. True. All you hear is your light bread eating lies. And that's all you eat is light bread. Yes. Yeah. That's why you have not grown fat and strong and mighty. Yeah. I'm not a mighty man, but I know one thing. I lifted 1 pound yesterday. I can lift a pound, point 2 today. That's a fact. Yeah. He made a serpent of brass, and that was an indication of the sin, the corruption, the evil ways, and to say to them, you're filthy, you're wicked, you're evil. That's what he did. That's why he made them. He made it of brass and he put it up on a pole. And it came. That's what they had lifted up. Yahshua said, if I be lifted up. You see what they were drawn onto? We're drawn onto every kind of thing we lift up in our stupid minds. What Nahar speaks to us. And that's what Hava, she was drawn. Adam wasn't drawn by it. Yeah. He sinned willfully. It was a woman that was overtaken. And we began to operate in that religious spirit with them. And nobody telling me. You ain't going to tell me nothing. That's just not dealing with the female in the essence of a daughter of Zion. Is that we get that effeminate nature on us. Yes. It's making sense. Yeah. Let your mama hear and your daddy, your sons and your daughters. Joshua said, if I be lifted up on that same kind of pole, that's it, I will draw. That's why they went, because they're filthy, and they were filthy, and they were full of their own stench. And they went because they knew that that emblem of Nachash is the serpent emblem. It's death, it kills. And he put him on a pole. It came to pass that if the serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent, of brass, Nicholseth, of brass, and that means Nicholseth, it's an indication of that which is base. It's filthy. But brass, in order to purify, you really can't get it all pure. There's always dross. It's filthy. There's one thing about brass, the more it becomes even more brittle. And so it has to have the ores of filth in there for it to be strong. So we have to stay filthy in order to say we're something or we're strong or someone. That's what brass is. And there's one thing about gold, when you purify it in the fire, the sarah, it becomes even more pliable. It becomes soft. It becomes soft and soft and soft. The color is not like the polished gold that you see everybody wearing today. It's a dark gold. It's dark because all the impurities are. But it's one thing about gold, without the iron or the ore in there, it is not worth it. You know, it doesn't have any strength. It's used for a nice covering. You have to have the ores. And that is what this brass represents. This serpent had bitten any man. When he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. When he realized that I'm a dirty dog, it's my thinking, it's my whispering, my quiet moments of my devilish, evil, sadistic ways that brought death upon me, my house. No one is causing death upon you but you, my friend. Yes. Evil doesn't take place in me for you. Evil takes place in me for me.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Sin is not finishing you that caused me to die early. It's finishing me.
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So that's why the serpent represents, we must lift up and expose our sins and our corruption, that nachash, and the silliness of folly and the stupidity in us. It must be exposed. We're living. Come on, this life, we're going to run out there in the old grave, but there's life. They were filthy, like we is today. Turn quickly to Ezekiel. This is a whole and a whole about. This is the sin of the nation. Ezekiel 16:36. And this is the word Nichoseth. That's what the word brass, that's how you pronounce it. Nichoseth. It is filthy. Because when it's pure and purged, there's nothing but filthy dross. This is what the prophet says in 16:36. This says the sovereign Yah. Because your Nichoseth, your filthiness, the filth of your mind, your will, you're so base. You don't even consider me. Because of your filthiness was poured out. You got to pour out brass. You smelt it, then you pour it out. You must mold it and shape it into what you want it to. Because your filth was poured out. And your nakedness discovered through your whoredom with your lovers. You love everything whether you love Yah. You love sin, we love corruption with your lovers. And with all of your girul, all of your idols. All that you emphasize that important, your idols. He says, of your abominations and by the blood of your children, which you did give to them. We must give them truth.
Hallelujah.
You can't be pretentious and false and fake. I don't care if you're mommy, grandmommy, grandpappy, pappy, daddy. You got to be real.
Hallelujah.
Son, there's no way that that man I went to see the other day has any resemblance of me. I tried to find connection. There was nothing there. I'm looking at this man like this. What strange looking thing you is. What a stranger. He's making those, I'm like, what is this? 60 years old and you're not even a boy. We have no connection. You kind with you, we have no connection at all. I had to say to him, I want to tell him, don't even worry about me. He doesn't even worry about himself. He loves no one, and he cares for no one. I looked at him, I thought about how he did my mammy. Used her, played her. That's why I told him, damn, you're God, and you too, buddy. Your mammy ran me up and down the road to the prison houses, hustle and make money for you. You dirty bastard, you get out of prison, you don't even take it to an all-you-can-eat restaurant. You take the whores.
Yes.
You better be glad you're God. You're God. Because I would break your ass. I will hurt you. And to this day, I still can hurt him.
Yes. Yes.
You think I want to sit down and break bread with a dog like that? You do your mammy like that? I will look over that old woman. My heart will be overwhelmed. I'll pay you. So I said, no, you give me nothing, old woman. This bastard gets out of prison. He takes whores out, steals from his mammy. We have no friendship, man. He was just a person of integrity. You can hug him. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'm incorporating that.
Yes, yes.
Last time I saw my sister with him when my other brother died, I said, no, I'm not cooking nothing. You're all not going to have me doing nothing at the last minute. She wanted me to hug her. And out of his mouth, he said, he doesn't even hug me. He ain't going to give you no hug. I would hug that dog for $1 million. Nobody's going to give me $1 million. But I will not even touch him. Give him some bumps. Stay away from me. That's my brother. And yet your brother that labored with me, that is not my brother. You do the will of Yah. You're my brother. You're my brother. You're my friend. Well, you can help him. Who's helped you, fool? I know they don't like me. That's why I do that. That's all right. That's all right. This man was playing Maurice Ashley some chess. Maurice Ashley is a grandmaster, the first man of our hue that became a grandmaster. He tried to cheat on him. Now this man is a chess wizard. Grew up right there in New York where they play chess every day. So Maurice said, I'll take your bishop. He says, that's all right. That's all right. You can have it. You can. Because he knew he was not whipped, but whooped. He said, that's all right. That's what take my bishop. They playing bullet now. That's he said, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. You can have my bishop. But he said, one fellow, these grandmasters behind, actually says, 3 moves. He said, 3 moves? 3 moves. What they knew he had it. He was a corner chess player beating lames like me. But he was dealing with the master. You can have it. It's all right. It's all right. And then after one more move, he laid down his queen. He says, who are you? He was master with Maurice at first. He says, play. Play. Let's play, nitwit. That's where he comes. He said, oh, let's play. And the other fellow just laughing like, you don't even know who you get with it. You're in some trouble, old man. Play, nitwit. Nitwit. Play. Move, 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 move. All right. So Maurice moved and he did things in a slow action. I'll get back to my teacher. And then this old man, he was sad because he's playing people off the street, coming to New York and want to play a game of chess. He's playing for money. That's how he's made his living, playing chess. Right there. That's how he makes his living every day. Playing Joe Knuckles like me. who think he can play. When he comes down to this, now he wants to, because when Maurice said, my name is, how you doing? He said, move, move. He would not even shake his hand. And so when Maurice stomped him, he says, you're going to walk away like that? Who is this? Come here, what is your name? Now he wants to shake Maurice's hand. So Maurice said, and one of the fellows said, you ready for this? You ready for to know who he is? This is Maurice Ashley, he's the Grand Master. You plan to get someone you don't even know. That's how we are. We don't even take y'all serious. He's so used to beating chumps, clowns like me, that he take it for granted. Anyone sit down there looking like me, I got him. Maurice is the Grand Master. And that's the way we are with your nation. Same way. We take him lightly. He's like bread to us. And we frankly don't give a damn. There is no way. I want to tell us all this. You can love Yah. And your love is expressed to him in your love for me. It must be the same. I show you one equal unto that one. You can tolerate Yahweh correct you, huh? I don't want you lying in here. Or you lying out there telling lies. You don't want Yah to correct us. Just like this stubborn people here. Just like this people. Full of their own filth. And the stench of that serpent's bite. And that's what I want to get to right now. I'm not going to finish all 30 today, but I got enough time. I want to show us, that's why I remind us the folly of our sins and our jocularity and our plan. You better stop that. It says here in Sirach. I want to show you that which is comparable. It is of the same essence. It is the same thing. Sirach 21 and verse 1. This is what the messenger says unto us. He says, my son, listen now. Don't read ahead of me. Have you sinned? For all have sinned and come short. I'm at the head of the line every second. I'm at the head of the line every second. All have sinned. Just don't practice sin. Don't become immersed in sin that there's a will to sin. He said, my son, have you sinned? He said, do so no more. You don't do it again. We are people, I'm going to do it right. I get it together. And the same damn thing, we have to be reminded of. Something isn't right there, Akeem. Something isn't right, daughters. I'm just telling you. And the reason we're that way because we don't give a damn. And I'm just being honest. On a job, you couldn't get by with that. I say to my friend back, I say, they don't tell you. The manager comes out there, he doesn't do the job. He said, look, I want this display right. I want you to clear it. And he knows exactly what to do. See, I'm different than that. We put the pole in yesterday. I took it up, we pulled it up, and I put it in wrong, about that far off. I got it right now. I put it back, I said, now let me check this again before we do this. And it was that far off. I got it, I said, no. I dug everything up. I dug the hole bigger. I took the what's it called and slid it up some to get it right. Let's get it right. And I filled the back end. Oh, I'll do it for you right now. Get out of the way, man. Get out of the way. Get this done. I have no one to blame but me. We don't blame ourselves. Yes. Brother, don't do that. Come on, brother. We forget so easily. It's a damn shame. Yes. Yeah. You don't remember to write something down. Get your little recorder so you remind yourself. Lay it out what to do. But that's how arrogant we are. Yes. It is wrong, brothers and sisters. Yes. If you can't read, I'd rather be able to listen to Torah all day long. Just listen to it. And listen. To keep it in my ear and listen. Yes. It'll keep us fresh. We can remember things. He said, my son, have you sinned? Yes, I'm guilty, Sharaika. He said, do so no more. But pray. Make pala. Pray and ask pardon. Of what? Of your former sins. Not your present sins, but he said your former sins. What? What? He tells us here. He tells us to loose, flee, take flight, run, young man, flee, euphilus, depart. Unloose means to disappear. You can't even be seen. He said, flee from sin. You run. as from the face of a serpent snake. There's nothing more powerful. That is the serpent's bite. That is the snake. And I will prove that throughout this teaching. He said, flee from the face, flee from sin. That's a flee from sin as from the face of a serpent snake. That's a semicolon, isn't it? Yeah. Compound. Listen. You don't even have to. You see a snake there, you run. I want to get around him close enough so I'll get me a hole. Get me a stick. If I got, as long as I got stick length, I got him. I'm not going to run from him. As long as I got me a stick or a hoe, I got him. He says, from the face of the serpent, is that Nahash, the snake-like spirit we have. We slither, we get all hakadora, and we know we're a damn snake.
Yes. Hallelujah.
That's what women would say about men in the days. He ain't nothing but a snake. Yes. They would say that. He ain't nothing but a snake. He ain't nothing but a hound dog. Yes. Okay. For if you come too near to sin, you don't have to commit it. You know it's wrong. And you begin to think and give reason, thought. It will bite. It will bite. It will bite. It will bite. Yes. It will not shock. Sin will bite. They sinned. They spoke against y'all. The sin bit. Yes. Chava says what that is. Nice. And the serpent bit. Yes. Sin. Yes. Sin. When sin bit, did it bring death? Yes. Isn't that the bite of a serpent? Yes. That is the bite of a serpent. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It says, for when if you come too near, comma, it will bite you. The teeth of sin thereof are the teeth of a lion, slaying the nephesh of men. All iniquity is like a two-edged sword. His word is like a two-edged sword, isn't it? Yes. Yes. And then it says this, the wounds of it cannot be healed. It cannot. And all those that look upon their sin, the serpent, the brass, the filth of their ways, all of them, yes, they didn't die. And if we look upon YHWH, if he be lifted up in our hearts, we will live and not die. Believe me, nation. Yes. That serpent power or this government of today, there's never going to be a formalized government like in America or Russia. There is something that is formalized in your mind. We all live under government and we do things our way, the way I want to do it. What you think is right, what you perceive is right, it's going to kill you. Yes. Yes. It's going to kill you. And so there will never be, that's what Nahash is, that's what the bite is. It makes you say, I don't give a damn, I do what I want to. And you sin. Yes. You become ignorant to the instructions, the wisdom of the law, the Torah of Yah. It means nothing because you go your way. And that's what Nahash said. Go your way. Don't give a damn about him. You can build your own. Yes. You can build your own world. That's what people do. They make their own world. Yes. And that's what Nahash does. It tells you don't need, people say, I don't need, quote, no God. I got my own God. I can think for myself. You never heard them say that? And that's the power of Nahash. Well, I can't get through this. No, you can't. No, you can't. Help us one to another. I need your help, son. I'll be a liar if I said to need your help. I need help, the help of YisraYah'ale. I need the babies' help. I need the children's help. I do. There's nothing like the bite of Nahash. Because sin, it says, I do what I want to. I defy your ways, the wisdom of your ways. I defy Torah. I defy what the book says. I don't want to sit by the rivers of waters. I want to sit by my own fountains. Just like we were conducting in Torah. You see, you think you have your own fountains and your own waters. And you drink from the stench of your lies and your damnable corruption. We're not going to get by. Nation. And there is nothing like the bite of the serpent. I want to go to Father before we close out today. Nothing like that bite, nation. And that's just a truth. It cannot be healed. It cannot be healed. You understand? I want to show you this antlers bite. I will share with Achim. In the Greek it is called dachnu. Dachnu. It is a bite. Listen to dachnu. It gives a much more complete understanding than noshak. As far as the bite. Dachnu, D-A-K-N-O, dachnu. It implies one thing. You cannot be healed. You don't have long to live. Not that you can take medicine to heal yourself. It must be cut out. It's almost the cancer must be cut out. And it takes the sharp two-edged sword to cut it out. You understand? And that's what dachnu is. It must be cut out. Yes. You can't suck this poison out. It must be cut out in order for it to be eradicated. You can't just put your line there and suck the blood down. And you will die within the matter of minutes. That is what the word dachnu implies. YisraYah'ale. That's what it do. You must cut it out. It brings reproach. It brings shame, kippah. It brings reproach upon one. And that's what this serpent's bite is. And I show you where it comes from. Yes. Quickly back to Yaakov, James. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. James chapter 3 verse 5. And I will read verse 8 again. James 3 verse 5. He tells us this, even so the glossa, the tongue, loshan, even though the communicational ability or skill set, he said, so even the tongue is a little member. It's small among us, and it boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire can do. You got kindling to start a fire. You just don't create a big fire without kindling. You don't create lies without a small lie. It's just a little lie. It's a white lie. It's a damnable lie. It damns you. It bites you. You don't even come near to lying. You don't come near to sin. You don't skirt lies. You don't skirt sin. You understand? Because it's going to kindle death in you. It's going to kindle the serpent's grip in you. And you're not going to. You're not going to come from under it. Unless you're repudiated and you're shown the evilness of your damnable twisted ways. I don't care who gets it. Look what it says. And the tongue, it is a bore. It is a fire. It's fiery. Come on, man. You know how you talk to your wife. Wife, you know how you talk and sass your husband. Children, you know how you talk to your parents. You got quiet. Because we're guilty of our own lies and our own evil ways. He says the tongue is a poor, just like the word poor. It is a world, not, listen now, he says it is a world of a dear God. It's a world of iniquity. It is a world of injustice. In essence, it violates every law. It has no stronghold in obedience in the sense that it complies what Yah says to one's life. It is a world not just injustice. The whole world is injustice. The whole world is unjust. The whole world, you will never find justice in one's tongue. That's why we must let the mind of YHWH. We must have that mind because we're loud, we're cheat, we're steal, we'll say evil things. We will marginalize everyone but you. And you are the damn devil. Yes. Yes. So is the tongue among our members. That it Speed la law, it defiles. It makes corrupt. That is what defiles you, not what I say to you. You're evil and you're devilish. That serpent's bite, you have that poison in you, and you die and you rust in your sins. And that's why God's going to have to kill this wicked nation and the people upon the earth, because you let sin muster and grow and habitates your mind. Yes. You do crazy things. You pretend when you know you're a damn liar. You pretend you love it, and you know you don't give a damn. Hallelujah. So is the tongue among many members that defiles not just some. It defiles the whole body. Yes. It defiles the whole body. Not just my tongue defiling me, but it will defile you. I go into strange lies and are permitting and allowed every kind of sin to transpire here. It sets on fire the nature, the course of nature, and it is set on the fire of hell. It must be eradicated. Yes. It must go down to the depth of hell. Yes, it must be tormented and reminded of the violence of its sin. You can lie and continue to do your thing, but the serpent has bitten. Yes. And there is only one healing. Hallelujah. He must be lifted up in your mind, in your life, in your walk, and stop talking the bullshit thing. Yes. Get serious about things. Ain't no time to be laughing and playing and shut, bucking and grinning and scaring. Hallelujah. Your face should be, us elders, we should always be sober. Yes. Should be that childlike stupidity about us. Hallelujah. I don't care where I go, I'm sober. I don't play with people. I don't laugh. I don't. We went to get the gates the other day. I had both of them, the old fella. I know he's been there ever since. I said, I've been coming here 20 years, and you're still here. And I've been here 22 years. I said, I know you have. I've been coming here that long, and you were here when I came. And that's why you're still working. He said, well, I tell you what, I said, because if you weren't working, you would have nothing to do. Keep working. Nothing wrong with that. I said, what business you got working here anyway? I said, Daddy taught you how to grow some food, and from you up, get out of here. I didn't laugh and play with it. I was serious. You see, that's how I interact with people, and they like me. You don't go to Agra South, and they load you without a ticket. Agra Supply. They loaded me yesterday. I said, well, you know what? She told me to tell you. He said, don't worry about it. You pull up to the door. Why? Because old fella, the two fellas, it was a different one yesterday. And the one when I'm talking to him, the old time, he was probably about 70 years old. You understand? That's about he was a Caucasian man. But he said, don't worry about it. He loaded us. That's okay. They don't do that. You're going to have that loan ticket. And that's a fact. The lady said, where's the gates? You got to say, I got them. It's how we behave ourselves, nation. We do righteous by all men. I don't care who the man is, who the person is. You don't let them take advantage of you. Nobody takes advantage of me. And that's just a fact. This tongue, look what it says in verse 7. For every kind of beast, does it say beast? Yeah. Every kind of beast. Every kind of beast. So you tell me it was a serpent, a little snake slithering on his belly? And that's why we're laying on our bellies today. We're slithering, we're slimy, we're creepy. We're doing anything to offend and to do against one another. Yes. For every kind of creature and of birds and of serpents and of things of the sea is tame. Is tame. You can tame a snake. Yeah, you can. You can tame it. Those what were the big poisonous ones in India? The cobras. Yeah. You can tame them, and they didn't ride. You can tame everything, but there's one thing you can't tame:
That's this foul thing here.
Yes.
It's foul.
Yes.
How can we say the things we say to Yeshua, the one that loved us, that he gave everything? How will you talk to your wife in a way, the one that loves you, and how will you talk to your man or respond to him in a way that you know is evil and it's wrong, man that loves you?
Hallelujah.
I say to my wife, anyone's wife, there's nothing that garners a man's strength greater than a wife honoring her husband. Just honor the man. You're a long way from knowing how to love someone. You honor him. When you do that, you can take his socks off his feet. He'll give them to you. Not this phony mess we call love, and you trying to show somebody you love your wife.
Yes.
That's bogus and full of balls.
Hallelujah.
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 Man loves his wife. He teaches her the right thing. Are we not to similar to the wife of Yah?
Yes.
Does he tell us the right thing?
Yes.
All right then. That's what he does.
Hallelujah.
He says this, everything can be tamed, and has been tamed of mankind. Verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. Only Yah has to rip that wicked serpent out. It is an unruly evil. It is unruly, it lies, it's full of evil, and it's full of deadly evils. That's what the tongue is full of.
Yes.
It's full of poison.
Yes.
It will kill you. You lie out of that tongue, and then you say you love out of that tongue.
Yes.
And that's just a fact.
True.
You lie out of the same breath you say you love someone. You tell a lie, you know you're lying, and you're not even conscious of that. Why? Because there is a serpent's bite. It is a viper's bite.
Yes. Yes.
Hallelujah. And that's just the Torah calls it the aspis. That's what this viper is, an aspis. Like as. It's actually A-S, aspis. Aspis. Like P-I-S-S, all right? Don't be silly.
Yes.
But I want to read this in the book of Romans. That grants me, I don't know. I want to read this, at least get to this part. Romans. When we look at the aspis, it is the most venomous snake. It is the most poisonous snake there is. What is the most poisonous thing we know? My own tongue.
Yes.
This own aspis, this serpent, which has a commanding general that is in the midst, that is in the tovech, and that's what the tree that was forbidden was in the tovech. It was in the tovech. That's what the fruit was. It was in the tovech. It was in the midst of it, and that's what it is right here in our stupid, crazy, ignorant minds. And that's a factor. And there's one thing about the aspis bite, the serpent. When it bites you, you don't have time to regroup, to recuperate. You die.
Yes.
You die. What is death? Sin has finished its course in you. When sin is finished, it brings forth death. You have no light of the witness of YHWH. You have no delight in Torah. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you love because we don't care.
Yes.
And that's just a fact. YHWH brings it out in most indelible way. Unless this stuff is cut out, we need a sword that is sharp. And the only sword that is sharp is the word of Yah. It is the two-edged sword. That's the only thing that can cut this cancer out of us.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can get this poison out of us. It's not going to be medicine. You're healing. Someone said, you'll be all right. No, you're a damn lie. He's not going to be all right. He's a liar. She's a dirty heifer.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
You know, with no conscience, you're not going to be all right.
True.
I'm not trying to appease no one.
Hallelujah.
Not her.
Yes.
Not even me.
Hallelujah.
So who says it to us, the Romans? He says here, in chapter 3, verse 10, Romans 3:10, he says, as it is grapho, as it is written. It's written for what purpose? To give us information, to give us instruction, to be informative. That's what grapho is. As it is written, there is none righteous. There is none that is sadiq. No, in all of your putrefied ways, you're not righteous. No, not one. Not one of us that is supremely above no one. I'm not above anyone. I'm not superb to anyone. I'm not superior. And neither is you.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
SHABBAT.
And that doesn't mean you go on the job, you tell the manager what to do.
Hallelujah.
That is so stupid.
Yes.
You live in an environment whereby you give all, I give all, we all give it all.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And don't be stupid.
Hallelujah.
We can be very stupid because we are smaller and we are childish.
Hallelujah.
Somebody think less of you. You're not worth a damn none of us.
Hallelujah.
We all go smell the same when we die. We're going to smell putrid. What makes you think you're better? Matter of fact, you don't have to wait till you die. Just don't take a bath for a week. I'll take one overnight and see. You don't have to do nothing. I take a bath. I can wake up in the morning. What is that? Get out of here. I only use deodorant once or twice a week anyway. I don't wear it. I come in here, I use it.
Yes.
I put it on Wednesday and chill out. You stink. Well, have you smelt me? That's all that matters. Okay.
Hallelujah.
And I may wear the same stuff for a week. That's a fact. Get out of here.
Hallelujah.
There's none that is righteous, no, not one. There is none that be known. Who understands the day? And there is none that seek. XXXVIII. XXXVIII. There's not one that seeks, one that investigate truth diligently. Not me, not you. There's none that really seek after Yah. Now tell me a lie and tell me you investigate him. You understand and you really seek. We're liars. See, we can lie at the drop of our own lives.
Yes. Hallelujah.
When a man truly seeks Yah, he investigates. His life, everything is evolving around that. And many times our lives evolve around us, all right?
Yes.
I can't put this place above Yah, but this place is in my heart. And everything I do is for the place because I know Yah's here, because I'm here. If he wasn't here, I would not be here. This is what YHWH says, they are all. Did he use the word all?
Yes.
He said they are all gone out of the way. What is the way? The Torah. The wisdom of Torah. They have all gone out of the way. They have all together become worthless. We have become unprofitable even to one another. There is none that does time, no, not one. Why? Why? It says in verse 13, their throats, the instrument of our speech. He says it is an open deaf us. It is an open sepulchre. What is a sepulchre? It's meant for death. It's what you put dead bodies. It is an open sepulchre, and their tongue, See, our tongue have used dolio. We have used deceit.
Yes.
The poison of an as or an aspis. That's what we've used this thing for.
Yes.
We've used it for poison. We bite, and when we bite that serpent's bite, we know that there is no life after that.
Yes.
I'd rather man just tell me the truth. I don't care what wrong he done, how wrong he done me. Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Somebody lied to me, I don't like that. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's what this throat, that's what is there in your throat.
Yes.
An aspis. You lie, you cheat, you say things you know you're lying.
Yes.
You cover your backside. That's evil.
Yes.
We cover the truth. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
No, I did it. I did it. You don't say you did something when you didn't do it. You got it hard to rebuke me diligently about that one day.
Yeah.
You lying hypocrite. You lied. You didn't do it. Well, I'm trying to make an appeasement, accommodate. You don't tell a lie like that. And I've never done that since then. Trying to prove, show that I'm more righteous than one. He rebuked me up and down when I told him. And I didn't look at him funny or crazy. I said, bless you. There you are. I would sit down at his feet, Iman, and let him teach me. He's sitting there eating pound cake, mama. Make sure we got pound cake, we got all that big for him when he comes. Didn't have no money, but I'll take what I had and make sure he had. He rebuked me in front of my wife. Silly, stupid little boy. Grow up. Act like a man. Act like a boy. It sure helped me too. It did. I bless him for that. May never see him again. I know one of my life. And if by some reason he would contact me, I would go tomorrow. I'll make provision. This week I will be out of here. I have to drive. Hallelujah. It says that that thing that you hide in your throats, it is the poison of an aspis, is under your lips. I'm going to continue from that aspect on next Shabbat, all right? I'm going to stop right there for a day. That's the kind of poison. And the poison of an aspect, unless you cut that mess out of you, unless you just eradicate it, you're never going to be free. You got to, first of all, cut you out and cut out that wickedness of you. You got to cut it. That poison is going to kill you overnight. That's when the aspis bite you, when that serpent bite you, when that nahash bite you, you got to cut it out. That sin is like a two-edged sword. That's what he said. That's what Sharach says. But there's no power like the word of Yahweh. It cuts like a two-edged sword. See, it cuts back and forward. Yes. And that's what it has to be. And you must confront, and you must confess up your lies and your corruption and your own sin. The serpent's bites. Part 1. Part 2 next week. Be the riches of Yahweh rest upon you all. Be encouraged. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Glad to be alive. I'm blessed. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. I really mean that. I'm glad to be alive. As the old woman said, I'm glad to be in the forges one more time. I'm not looking to check out. I know I'm going to die, but I ain't looking to check out, my friend. When it's time for me to check out, I'll check out. But I'm not looking to check out. I got too much to do. I got too much work to get done before I can take the ride on the train. I got work to do. We all take that train, that ride home. But I got too much work to do. Hallelujah. And that's a fact. May the riches of Yah strengthen you all. Be encouraged. You that have joined us for the live broadcast, do send a gift to help. Send your tithes. That's right. Send your offerings. You visit, you will eat. Wonderful food, you enjoy. The beauty of our construct here. You will see no lavish lifestyle here. We live simple and comfortable in our homes, and there's more than enough. We have plenty of foods. I said to my friend, we got to start butchering, if not nothing but 10. We got to butcher at least 25 sheep. We just got too many. We got you. We just have too many. And so when you come here, you will eat wonderful food. My daughters cook beautifully. I enjoy the food I do. Hallelujah. The biscuits and all, beautiful, organic homemade biscuits. I love the yeast bread better than all of it. I like them little thin biscuits you all make with a fluffy, like crispy little top. I like them biscuits. I can eat 5 or 6 of them at a time. That's, my natural brother was, I can make a sandwich out of them, not just with the biscuit. I'm talking about put a biscuit down, put everything in it, put a biscuit on top, whole biscuit. I like a biscuit like that. And so I love to cook it. I don't ask who cooked that up. I don't want to eat. We had devils here that would do that. Greedy damn dogs. Like they were so clean. Digging in their noses and buggery noses and all that. That's how people are. They think that they're so clean and so pristine. And that's evil. And the same one will go to a damn restaurant where they got pork belly and all. Somebody not only dug in their nose, but they dug in the other part too. And they didn't wash their hand. The man went to the restaurant and he pissed and he didn't wash his hand. You silly fool. If there's one pet peeve I got, that, who cooked that? Imarafe. Well, I don't want that cheap. That is so stupid. We see you now and say, well, you're not the cleanest of things. Your breath stink too. Cow. And that's a fact. You can go to a restaurant and go buy something already cooked. Who cooked that? You'd be surprised what people do. They get mad at customers. And they get mad at me and take it out on you. And put a book in their nose and dig out of their nose and put the book in what you're going to eat. You'd be surprised what people... I don't eat in the dog houses. You don't have to worry about that here. Nobody digging in the nose, putting a book on our baked potato. That's a fact. You will be surprised. I know we're naive and we think it doesn't take place. It was a black group other day the man had what he called a birthday gathering. And you had to pay a gratuity of 20% on what you... So if you ordered a $200 meal, you had to pay minimum 20%, $20. That's the tips. So this white woman said, I don't want to serve them. She called 9 police officers. Because I don't know if they're going to pay. The man has set it up in the restaurant and all of that. I said, these people are so why not just get everybody together? Give me your 20. Let's go. We can go down the Bubbles and get a whole pig. And Bubble roasted for us and get it on. What you going to eat there? What is that? That is called what? Shut it. That is what? What is that? Risotto? What is, how say that, baby? Risotto? What is that? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try it. And so they bring you some beef there raw and say, this is some risotto. No, ain't that raw. I didn't know what that was now. You want to take that back? No, but that's what you wanted, man. You wanted some risotto. And that's what it is. It's some raw beef. It's just been dipped in some warm water, blanched somewhere. And you eat it. No, I can't eat that, baby. But that's what you ordered. Why not just go down to Bubba's Hog Shop, get your big 100-pound hog, you eat it, and go down to Mama's Johnson, Big Mama, fry me up about 30 birds. She'll fry it up. She's right there in the hood with you. Now, you want to be fancy. You go to a place, you know if someone does him like that. Can you imagine what they've done to customers to come in there?
Yes.
This man in New York took his daughter, his grandbaby, out for a meal. And the woman wrote something on the what you call so disgusting. And told even the chef to do something, put a booger, a spit on it. And didn't realize she did that. And the owner fired on the spot because he knew she did it. This was a hot... You talk about a man he bought burgers for him and his little grandbaby. It cost $60-something. That's like New York, you don't buy food cheap up there. And that's just a fact. You don't go to Times Square and get a $2 burger. You think I go to a slut hole like that? They got these young folks that are frustrated, many of them working at Mickey D's and all that, tin fried, and frying me some chicken. Go to hell. You can do it. I won't do it. They frying you chicken and Bojangles. They're already frustrated. And they play with each other. I saw the day where 2 girls walking together. And a matter of fact, they talking about pressing charges. Bus coming. She's with her best friend. And she saw the bus coming. She pushes her friend. And the bus almost runs. I'm telling you, if it had been a second quicker, the back tires would have busted that child all to pieces. And so the bouncers saw this and said, no, we're not going to let her get by with that. You don't play like that. You understand? So why would I go to a place that's selling, you do it all the time, send the gift here. Send the offering here. Don't go to your fatback shop this week. Send a gift here. You're so evil, people. You're evil. You're extortioners. You that are listening today, you haven't heard anything this simple. See, it's not what I said. It is the simplicity. You will not send one damn nickel or a penny to hell. Yes. And that's sad. That's sad. And don't tell me they don't have it. They're just selfish and greedy. And they don't give a damn. I don't care. You're not sinning anyway. So why should I? Well, that's why they're not sinning. No, they're not sinning because they're just selfish. They've been that way. When I was a young man, if I heard someone teach like this, I was in every dime. That's the way I was. Because I hadn't heard nothing like that. And that's why I did it. Y'all didn't give every dime before. I gave before I came here.
True.
With the electricity and all, I didn't care about no electricity being turned on. I didn't care about that. I didn't care about saving up money and giving it to the messenger of God. That he was an ignorant man. I didn't like the way he spent money. Diamond rings, that's crazy. That's why y'all had to remove me away from me, because I would have never, I wouldn't even know my friend Randy back then. The Yabarak and Yahshua. Let you all be encouraged. Let us stand to our feet. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Turn toward Jerusalem in all things. We do barak our Abba for the excellence of your strength. Bless your nation, your people. Heal us all. We need healing. I pray for Zakin here and Zakin and Memphis. And all of the elders of the house of YisraYah'ale. The elder Imaim, the mothers, the Zakin. Bless them. Strengthen them, the young ones, I pray. I pray for the sons of YisraYah'ale that we will be strong. Strengthen one another's hands and bless them. Heal them. Heal us all. And touch us all. Bring deliverance among your nation. We need your healing, Yah. We need it in our mind, first of all, that we can appreciate the healing that is complete in us. We bind every demon, every spirit of hell. We come against every foul, unclean thing that opposes you. We will not speak against you, Yah. Our sins will try to speak. We will condemn them all and confess our evil ways. I confess all of my evil. I'm guilty of everything that is to be guilty of. Yah, you have kept me from practicing those things that will bring shame upon you. Bless you, my Abba, Yeshua's name. Bless us all and those that have joined us and listened. Bless the homes and go with them and protect them from the wiles and the evils of the Hashatan, and above all from the Nahash, from the serpent spirit, that their minds wrestle, battle against you. We ask these blessings in our precious King Yeshua's mighty name. Bless you and all the nation of YisraYah'ale, scattered in Russia, China, on the whole continent of Africa, in every place. Bless them in the islands of the sea, we ask. In Yeshua's name, hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Yahweh is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul, my soul, and he leadeth me into the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Yahweh, your tongue